What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And in this video, Craig and I are going to look at the top receivers from the combine. We're looking at a Pride of Detroit article. They do a great job. They're breaking down the receivers from the combine, who did well, who didn't, some notes on them. So we're going to react to that and just see who is going to be really good for the Lions, who we should pass on. There's a name that we both have been high on that did not do well in the combine. We'll get to that. And somebody that we don't know what to think of anymore. We'll talk about it. So let me pull this up. We'll go through this article. As I pull that up, Craig, any thoughts on the combine, wide receivers, and what you've seen so far?
Yeah, I was, I don't want to say pleasantly surprised, but kind of surprised that both Ohio State guys ran sub 4.4. I just am amazed at how every single year it seems like they have two or three receivers come out and run sub 4.4. It is absolutely nuts. I think the other thing that just was amazing to me, and I know we'll talk about this in a second, is what Christian Watson did. Running a 4.36 at 6'4", just silly, right? Just silly. And you don't see him often. Like, how does he end up at North Dakota State? Can I just ask that question?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a football, it obviously is good. It's just, it's crazy to me to think someone with that athletic freakiness is like, yeah, North Dakota State, that's the place for me.
That's right. That's right. And that's what we got pulled up right now is the sub 4.4 times. You nailed it. Watson, Wilson, Olave. And there's some other names on here that we, you'd have to be Mel Kiper to know these guys, but it's like, hey, what's up with some of these guys? And we'll get to that later where it's like, I need to look into Bo Melton a little bit more. I need to look into some of these guys, but you're right. The top two guys that I wouldn't say they're the top two receivers, but they're guys that Wilson and Olave, they just put their stamp on it. And it's like, all right, they're going to be gone, but by the time we get there at 32.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think they are. And the one that is interesting to me is Kelvin Austin III. He's 5'8". So if you're 5'8" and you're running a 4.32, those little legs are moving mighty quick, right? I mean, that's kind of that Tyreek Hill range, if you ask me. And I'm wondering what that translates into on the field if you get him in space, like, because he has such quick little steps. What does that look like? Is that straight line speed that he has? Because I haven't watched much film. I haven't watched any film on it. Is that just straight line speed, or is there quickness to boot in that? And I would say that there's quickness to boot because he got first in the short shuttle. So yeah, we can stick with that. But those, if you're wanting me to talk on this list of people, that's kind of the people, Christian Watson and of course, who I was just saying, Kelvin Austin, that I'm just like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
that is interesting.
Ones we want to keep our eye on. Ones I'm just like, boy, if you can mess up in anything or get, just pick something that you really want to just, all right, of all traits, speed. I mean, it's just, we've played Madden. It's like, oh yeah, this guy's really good at this. He's fast. That's what I want. So here we go.
I want game changers.
Oh yeah. And so here's your guy. Pride of Detroit highlighted a couple guys that, I don't know if they're going to be around when we pick or whatever, but it's just worth noting. In the Christian Watson, 6'4", 4.36. I mean, yeah, again, North Dakota State, not somebody that you're going to see, in the Rose Bowl. So you're just like, all right, love it. So, Olave and then Pickens, Craig, that's kind of been, you were first on it. I'm loving it more and more. Thoughts on Pickens?
I love Pickens. I feel like he's a fairly polished route runner, but also he's a guy that he lost a lot of time with that ACL. And so as I look at him now, I think just the sky's the limit. And when I watched him run, I really thought he was like David Bell, right, out of Purdue, a guy who is a pretty good route runner, hands catcher, things like that. I didn't know he would come in and run a 4.47 at 6'3 1/4. And he has strength. He's a little lighter than I thought he would be. But just to see that, and then you got the a good vertical, not like ridiculously good. It was fine. And the good broad jump. I mean, he tested in a way that said, you know what, maybe this guy isn't a third round pick. Maybe he's more of a late first, early second round pick, which I don't love using the 32nd or 34th pick with him. But I do love him, so I'd be okay with it if he's around. So I like him.
Yeah.
I like him
And
a lot.
and we just made another video about this, but we've made it clear, the Lions have made it clear they want a big receiver. They want somebody on the
Yes.
outside. So Watson and Pickens. And that's the thing. It's like, man, I don't want to get too cute and wait till the third round, but it seems almost a little early for Watson in the second round or the end of the first.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but those guys, man, again, Watson's one we got to do some more research on and figure out what's up with that guy, because he seems to fit what we want,
Yeah.
fast and
Let
big.
us know. You want us to do a film breakdown on him? Sports Talk Detroit. Is that something you want to see? Do you want to know more about this athletic freak that is Christian Watson? We're happy to do it if you're here for it. So
Yep, absolutely. And
but,
the taking care of business part, that's just guys that did what we expected. All good.
yep.
Traylon Burks is another one that people are just loving. This wide receiver class is so strong, so that's great for us. We're not going to take one second, so we're just going to get a good receiver at the end of the first, early second.
Yeah, Traylon Burks took care of business, but I don't know if it's on this article. I don't remember what he ran the 40, and I didn't think it was shockingly impressive, but his size, his strength, I mean, it all kind of works, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But
And
I don't know if it's there. So sorry.
I'm with you
send you on
too.
a goose chase here. So
No, you're good. And then kind of lastly, our last guy down at the bottom, that's the one I was talking about, David Bell.
oh,
Craig was on him first, and then I was like, man,
oh,
this guy's like kind of he's got the smaller but a little thicker, feel good about him. You know, and I don't know, and he just was slow, man, and that is like too slow.
4.65. So I was watching a video, and it was top 10 fastest wide receivers in combine history and top 10 slowest in combine history. And well, at least in like the last 20 years. And you know who popped up on the top 10 slowest list? Quintus Cephas. I'm not even going to give you a chance to think about it. It's Cephas. And like, here's another guy. He came in, he ran slow. And I think I had mocked him in many of our drafts at 32 or 34.
Mhm.
And I'm thinking like 6'1" and 4.65. Like, I know he's a great hands catcher. He's going to have to be a good hands catcher because I don't know what kind of separation, but his tape looks good. So the numbers just don't.
Yeah, and I'm just, that's too slow. I think a slow time would have been 4.5, 4.58, 4.59, where you would have been like, that's a little slow. But man, 4.65 is and that's why that's why you do these. It's like, well, play on the field. It's like, well, that's why you do these, because it's like, I want to know how fast can you run 40 yards. That'll give me a good idea on what we're looking at. And it's like, that's just too slow for me. So and it's too deep of a wide receiver class. I doubt we would take him at this point now.
Yeah. And if we did, it would be if he's still hanging on in the late third or early third, even, I guess, wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But if he's still around with that compensatory, which he won't be around with that because he's too talented. But it's interesting. I'm wondering if Purdue has a pro day, what he runs at Purdue.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see. And I think the other thing is too, a lot of people and a lot of scouts will tell you, and GMs, like, they don't care about the 40 nearly as much as we do. We love the 40. We love watching people run fast. And that isn't what's important. Is he got game speed. And now they have the ability to radar him, right? And GPS track and see how fast he's running on the field and all this kind of stuff. And that's what people are really looking at. But it's still fun to see this and get an idea of just a quick overview of what's their athletic ability. Like.
Yeah, exactly. You get a snapshot, get a starting point, and then, we're obviously going to look at personality and all their testing of mental stuff. But yeah, Christian Watson, George Pickens, for you and I are just like ones we're interested in. So yeah, we got more videos coming on these guys. We might even compare them. We're going to try to get some game film going as well. So let us know if there's anything you want to see when it comes to wide receivers, any more information that you have. But for now, if you love the Lions and love the Pistons, consider subscribing, and we will see all of you on the next one.
We're the spot. See you.